It's time for the Instigator, the in-your-face hockey podcast that is loaded with controversy and criticism. This hockey talk rant will spark your hockey thoughts and opinions. When controversy happens in the hockey world, the Instigator is there to fire off their opinion. You may agree, but you just might wholeheartedly disagree. That's what brings you back. Get ready for in-your-face hockey talk and controversy. The Instigator is hosted by Burud and is a production of Inside Edge Hockey News Radio.
Back to the point. Here's Pettersson with a shot. Calvert with a save. I think he got it off the helmet, and he is down. Here's Edler. Play continues with Calvert down in the offensive zone. Miller works it across. There's a snapshot. They score. Edler taps it in while Calvert is down on the ice.
Yeah, and immediately trainer jumps on the ice to go and attend to him.
It is time for the Instigator, episode number 34. I am the host of the show from the Inside Edge Hockey News, Brad Burud. And today on the Instigator, we are going to discuss Matt Calvert getting drilled in the head by Elias Pettersson's shot last Saturday night. Should the play have been blown dead? It was not. Should it have been? Should the play continue? What is more important, the goal or the player's safety? Interesting topic. Lots of controversy. Thanks for tuning in to the Instigator.
Inside Edge Hockey News. Dropping the gloves and stirring the pot.
Saturday night, Vancouver, in their nice retro jerseys, taking on the Colorado Avalanche. Late in the game, here's what happens. Canucks pushing to tie the game. Pettersson gets the puck up in the high slot, fires a shot. Matt Calvert, a good old Brandon Weeking, goes down to block it, kind of goes down really awkwardly, gets his back turned, which is definitely not textbook. Matt Calvert, boy, that guy gets drilled a lot too. But anyways, shot hits him in the back of the head. He lays there. He flutters to kind of get up. Pettersson actually stops playing, sitting there looking at him like, is somebody going to blow this dead? Is somebody going to blow this dead? Doesn't happen. Puck goes down, rotates around. Vancouver scores, ties the game. McKinnon goes absolutely bonkers. Everybody's going absolutely bonkers. Calvert struggling to get off the ice, ends up getting off. Canucks force overtime. Colorado does win this one. Don't worry, Avalanche fans. You won. But it just looked bad. Avalanche players were incensed. Johnson freaked out with a huge freak out. I mean, went off in the Athletic about the play. McKinnon was very critical of the officials for not blowing it dead. Twitter exploded with numerous tweets. My first thought, I'm going to give you what my first thought was. Blow it dead, he's hurt. But you got to think of both sides on this one. And most importantly, we got to look at what the rule book says. Rule 8.1, injured players. When a player is injured so that he cannot continue to play or go to his bench, the play shall be stopped until the injured player's team. The play shall not be stopped until the injured player's team has secured control of the puck. If the player's team in control of the puck at the time of injury, the play shall be stopped immediately unless the team is in scoring position. In this case, they did not have the puck. And so, unless it was deemed an extreme serious injury, the play will not be blown dead until Colorado gains control over the puck again. The refs had to call it this way. They did not have a choice. This is just the way it is. And you know what? There's examples we could go back to where if Calvert wasn't hurt, then Vancouver Canucks fans would be incensed. This is a no-win situation for the officials. And you guys all know me. I'm not like the biggest at defending officials, but this is one where I kind of have to. Like they were hung out to dry on this. Should the play have been stopped? Yeah, in my mind, it should have been. But here's where we got to figure out how that can happen and how this isn't a judgment call for the officials. We all remember the Pavelski disaster last year. These officials are put in a tough situation on this one. But when players like Pettersson on the other team are like waving, like he literally looked like he was waving for help and was looking at the refs like, holy shit, call this dead. But that's not how it went. Do I think it should have been called? Yes. But however, the rule book isn't quite clear on that, and it is not clearly laid out in the rule book that this has to be a whistle. As a matter of fact, the rule book is pretty clear that this isn't a whistle until Colorado gains possession of it again. This rule was put in so that players don't fake injuries. Now, obviously, this guy was not faking it. But believe me, there's been players that have faked it and have ruined it. So I have a suggestion, and my suggestion is this. This is a rule change that needs to happen. Now, all you know, I've done a previous Instigator episode on rule change, that I think the most important one is that the doors of the bench stay shut while play is in action. Now, I don't know. I preach that for a year now, and nobody listens. But this one needs to be a rule change, and this needs to be looked at by the general managers and needs to be taken care of with the rules committee. That if a player, including a goalie, is hit with a direct shot to the head, play is blown dead regardless of injury or not. You can't have fakers then, because if the puck hits you in the head in a direct shot, it's blown dead whether you're hurt or not hurt. It's just dead. Safety needs to be the first, especially when the head is involved. That's all we've talked about in the National Hockey League for the last 5 years is head contact, safety, head contact, safety, concussions, serious injuries. This is one where once it hit him in the head on a direct shot, not a deflection, a direct shot, whistle needs to be blown dead. I hope this is something that we can change. I hope this is something that can happen in the National Hockey League, because we don't need our players going down with injuries and blood on the ice and guys getting hit in the head. Now, it was definitely some drama, and it was definitely real interesting. But I don't want players hurt. Get connected. Inside Edge Hockey News can be found on Twitter at Inside Edge Hockey. You can also check out the Facebook page, Inside Edge Hockey News. Check out host Brad Burud on Twitter at Brad Burud. And if you like what you hear, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Check us out on all major podcast players, and consider subscribing to the Inside Edge Hockey News on Patreon. That'll get you exclusive content and much more. Thanks again, and enjoy the hockey action.
Leads to McDavid, cutting in, and what a goal by Connor McDavid! Oh my goodness!
Just a sublime, decadent, suave tally as he goes between the legs, pulls Hudobin off his angle, and roofs it.
Thanks for listening to The Instigator. Check back for future episodes or download the show on your favorite podcatcher. Keep up to date with all the hockey news at Inside Edge Hockey News. And check us out on all forms of social media. Until next rant, take care and enjoy the hockey action.
This has been a production of Inside Edge Hockey News Radio, copyrighted and distributed by the Inside Edge Hockey Media Group.